Welcome back to BR163 on Farming Simulator 25 4-hour Brazilian adventure. It's episode 7 with me, MrSealyp. So it's time to get to the rolling done. I'm not sure about this. I might I might be changing my mind. The Unimog's awesome. I love it. And in the right situation with the right equipment, I think these are used in South America. Rob messaged me actually about it, but in more specialist roles, not generally across farms across Brazil. That's not, you know, like anywhere really. They can be a very specialist vehicle, and I think for the right use, for the right equipment, absolutely spot on, no problem at all. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm torn because I love Unimogs, love the look of them, think they're brilliant. That all-terrain kind of, you know, just not liking the way it operates as a tractor unit, you know. Great for towing stuff probably, and having the back on it, and if we do get some specialist bits and bobs for these as we move forward, maybe a bit better. We'll see. I'll make my decision. Anyway, I'm going to get me rolling done first, and then I'll have a think about it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 10 to 6. And they said 10 to 5. 10 to 6 here on BR163. Well, there's some things we need to address, some things we need to talk about. And at the moment I've got a worker cracking on with the contract on field 32 for the spinach. That's going very nice. You've already done one unload on that. I've probably already done some clips and stuff. Now, I'll be the first to admit when I've made a mistake. 100%. A lot of what I've done over the years, a lot of what I've always done, is trying stuff out. It's a case of, you know, having a look at something, giving it a go. As we've all found over the years, there have been bits of equipment that have surprised us, things that have done more than they probably could have done or should have done. A small tractor that's been able to pull bigger bits of equipment and machinery that it maybe probably shouldn't have done. All bits of equipment that have done things that we didn't expect them to do. Now, obviously nowadays we've got stuff that's being modded to do that. We've got stuff that's being modded to change things, and with higher horsepowers and seeders that do seeding and planting, and there's all sorts of stuff like that going on. Now, as I said in the last episode, I was absolutely overjoyed by having a Unimog. Now, we had a Unimog mod on console on FS22. It wasn't called a Unimog, it was that little one, and I used it on my Apocalypse series. And this, unfortunately, it's the same. I am devastated. I'm not going to lie, I'm devastated. I love the look of this, I love the sound of this, I love the flexibility of it, I love the front 3-point and rear link. And all that. I think it's awesome, and for the price, 240 horsepower, absolutely fantastic. Can't go wrong, but you can go wrong. I have just found, and I mentioned it in the last episode, the gearing is all over the place. It will pull stuff. It gets really frustrating because it doesn't seem to pull stuff in a smooth, fluid motion. I spent a lot of my time doing the cultivating contract in the last episode, stood still, where it would go down the gears and start. And again, that may 100% be real world accurate. I'm not saying it's not in any way, shape or form. I'm personally just finding it really frustrating. Now, I'm not saying that the next thing I'm going to look at will be any better, but I'm going to go for a tractor, and I've looked at a few different options. I'm trying to keep the price down, but a fairly decent horsepower. There's one I looked at and I thought, yeah, you know, it's one of those ones where I think the horsepower is probably unrealistic for the vehicle, but could get away with it. Unfortunately, I'm selling this back. Yeah, like I say, and this could have been the best thing ever. And I've said many times before, it's only stupid if it doesn't work. And even then, it's not stupid. It's just you've just learned another way not to do something, you know. And the same with trying out all the bits of equipment yesterday. Yes, the seeders, the planter, seeder planter, direct drill we've got, and our cultivator are too big for the tractors we had and have got. And a lot of people messaged me and said, but isn't that start equipment? No, I said that right at the very first episode. I'd switched out some stuff. I thought we'd be okay, but it turns out we weren't. And again, it's a learning curve. I got it wrong. That happens. It's not, you know, I'm fallible just like anybody else. Now, there's some other things that need to be addressed as well, and it's the craziness of Farming Simulator. Again, this kind of comes off the back of what I was just talking about. All the things I have done and have been doing over the years have been trying stuff out. We'll just give that a quick repair just to make sure. 79,722. What do we pay for it? 90 something. So we've already lost 20 grand on the whole deal. But anyway, let's sell that. Yeah, unfortunately, it just didn't. It didn't pan out and do what I hoped it would. I could have stuck with it, and people say, well, yeah, but that is what they do in real life. And that's absolutely fine. I've never owned one. I've never had a real one. I would imagine it's like anything, you know, people find in real life. They have things they covet, and often you'll buy or go and get, or you inherit or gain or whatever, that thing you've always coveted, and then find it's actually not quite what you thought it was going to be. You know, the grass is always greener kind of thing. That thing you've just idolised your entire life, and you finally get to have it and go, oh, okay, oh, it's not quite what I thought. You know, it happens. So anyway, what I was saying off the back of what of the last episode, and what I was just talking about, we'll come into the menu here. I'm going to go to medium tractors, and I found this Traction King, which is pretty cool. Now that goes up to 300 horsepower. If we go to that, the 2870, 300 horsepower. 85 grand. Tyre brand, I think. Oh, we can go Holzs for. That's quite cool. Do I want to change the tyre brand? Continental, Michelin, Trelleborgs. Oh, narrow twins for 6 grand. Should I go with that? Might go with that. Okay. Wheel weights, no. Beacon lights, all yes. Front weight, no. Not at the moment. Main colour, I think I'm going to go for that kind of sandy colour look to it. Windows, we're going to leave the same. Chassis, I do like a metallic looking chassis, so I think we're going to go for a metallic looking chassis on it. Maybe it should stay red. No, I'll leave it on that for the time being. Rim colour, maybe we'll do the rims red, shall we? Like a darker, yeah, might even go matte on those. Yeah, boy. 96 grand. Do I want that? No. That to me doesn't have a front 3-point, which could hamper my operations. But as far as the seeder planter we've got, direct drill, and the cultivator we've got, that should pull it better. And we should find, again, I might be wrong. I could get this and it could be just as bad. We're going to buy that, so we're out of pocket a bit. You know, we've got some contracts underway, and as you've already seen just now, it came up top right. Oh, we've got work. There's some there again. The harvester is full, so we need to go and empty it. So anyway, what I was saying was, what staggers me, and still staggers me, is if people don't like me, if people don't like my channel and don't like what it represents, I don't understand. I guess I do. It's the world we live in, isn't it? Why people are then watching my videos, being angry about my videos and what I'm doing, and then making comments and being negative about me personally as well. Not just I don't like the tractor you've chosen, or I don't like this, or I don't like that, or you should have done this, or you should have done that. Personal attacks on me, and I find that surprising. It's like, if you really don't like me, I do it. If I watch a channel and think, oh, okay, you know, not for me, I don't watch it. I don't keep watching it and then get angry about watching it, because I've chosen to watch it at that point, which it surprised me. Anyway, the other thing on that as well is I'm playing a game, and have done, and as I was saying already earlier, I've always just tried stuff out. You know, it's a game, and in game the physics often do things they're not supposed to. That wheel loader I used the other day didn't come with a set of buckets, so the only buckets I had available, and there are tons of buckets and stuff available in the mod hub, but as far as base game stuff goes, I went for the smallest bucket available. There were no rear weights for it, there was nothing, it just didn't seem to have enough weight over the back, and even with the smallest bucket I couldn't seem to lift, you know. I managed to get the wheat and stuff in it, that wasn't a problem at all, but I had some strange feedback that quite clearly I don't know anything about the equipment and machinery I'm operating. Well, one, I'm playing a game. Two, I'm not a farmer. I've learned as I've gone along. And the implication then was, because there were a few comments that were left after that by different people, was that what I was doing was dangerous, because I was telling people that they could do certain things with equipment and machinery that in real life you wouldn't be able to do, and it would be dangerous. I am in no way providing tuition for heavy plant equipment and machinery handling. I am not a work site instructor. I'm playing a farming simulator game. If you are taking what I'm doing in game and you go to a job site and apply what I'm doing in game to a job site, there's something seriously wrong in the world, and the training you're getting on your job site is probably not adequate. Where did I leave the lorry for this? And I'm not sure that if you have an accident on your job site operating heavy equipment and machinery, whatever it might be, if your defence is MrSealyp showed me how to do this on Farming Simulator, I'm not sure that defence is going to hold up. I'm not sure your company's going to... I'm surprised and staggered. I don't... But again, am I? Where's... Oh, I just drove past it. Oh, it's because I'm talking. Anyway, I need to turn this around because we're going to be over the crop. Yeah, I'm by no means providing a real-world tutorial of how these things operate. That's not what I'm doing. I'm playing a game. So we have now got a new tractor we're going to be trying out. I've got a cultivating job that we're going to do as well. And then I will see you we'll be into May. And then we need to start looking at, well, we'll see what's available, what contracts we got on hand, what stuff we need to do around the farm. I was messaged by, I'll have to find it. The name will come up on the screen. Apparently that little up here, where is it? All up here. This little plot here that's got greenhouses, and I think this was the plot they were talking about. There's like a little hidden sell point here somewhere. I need to have a look on the message. It was one of those I get inundated. I'm trying to keep up with them and remember them, but I'll find it, and it should come up on the screen. So when the guy, what they're doing is, when I did the seed treatment and used the seed treatment auger, what they're doing is they're doing their harvesting work. They're using the seed treatment, because the seed treatment's free. You just got to get the auger. If you buy it, that's fine. Because you're getting 3 times, 4 times the amount of seed from your crop, they're then bringing the seed up here and selling the seed. There's like a little sell point apparently here, and making a fortune, which is quite cool. But because we've got seasons on, we've got no seed contracts available. So, and there's no I've got no crops that would be any good for doing that at the moment, unfortunately. Can't do a lot about it. Now I'm sure I'm going to get a load of grief and hate and anger in the chat again because of the things I've just talked about. I'm just addressing comments. Again, we're back to that thing of, I don't understand why it's okay for people to have a go at me, have a pop at me in the comments. If I say anything back, whether it's in the comments or on here, I'm an awful person for doing that. I don't get it. Am I not allowed to defend myself? Am I not allowed to not even defend myself? Just explain myself. Explain what's going on. It's a weird one. But anyway, we'll crack on. Let's get the worker going again. What I've found, if I stop the worker like just then and move it, or if I've saved the game, come out and come back in, the worker then decides to go somewhere else. Is it going to work? Please work. I've had the worker... Come on, line up. There we go. Yeah, I've had 2 or 3 times the worker's just gone off completely somewhere else on the field. Just off they go, off they trot. And I'm quite surprised, but anyway. So yeah, this is tagging along, doing its thing quite happily. I'm going to go and grab a cultivator because I'm and we are losing the light now. I know it's getting dark. We've got a bit of mist coming in. I'm pleased with this. I like it. I'd like to say I think the one I was going to go for was a Fiat, and it did go up to 250 horsepower and quite cheap as well. I think it only came in at about 40 something grand for 250 horsepower, and I thought, well, I'm trying to save money. But to be fair, if we are going to go down that route now, yeah, the size of the tractor, it would, I guess in the real world it wouldn't have 250 horsepower unless someone had put like a massive engine in it or something like that, which again potentially they could. Should we cut across? We cut across. Turning beacons on? No. Do we need more lights? Maybe. Let's do that and that. There we go. See a little bit better. Yeah, so to be fair, this sort of size tractor having 300 horsepower would not be unreasonable to expect. And this being able to pull and operate this machinery we got now, again, and I'm just, you know, a lot of people commented saying, well, why didn't you just change the equipment? If you had tractors already, if I have, which I had, and like I say, and I openly admit I made a mistake. I thought I'd be okay with what I had. I thought we'd be all right. I thought the equipment and machinery I had would work together. Oh, thanks for the comment about the tools as well. I had a comment about the tools. I only bought 1 pallet over of 5,000 litres, and that first bridge requires 10,000. So I'm going to need to bring another pallet over at some point. So I'll do a bit more contract work, and maybe one of the contracts will just pay for another pallet. We'll bring another pallet of tools over. So thank you for that. Oh yeah, the equipment and machinery. Yeah. So that was right. I know I'd come back to it. So that thing of, if I've got, for example, at the moment 2 pieces, if I'm talking cultivator, the roller, did I do the rolling? Yes, you've seen the rolling already. So my fields are now rolled now, the grass is growing, that's all good. At the moment, yeah, I've got the cultivator and I've got the direct drill. It would have been easier and cheaper for me to switch out the tractor than it was to switch out the seeder and the cultivator and get new ones of those. If I'd have had 3 or 4 bits of equipment that were the wrong size, it still would have been made more sense to buy 1 piece of equipment that would work with them rather than swapping all of them out to work with the tractor. I guess, you know. Again, it was a mistake. Yeah, I got it wrong. It is what it is. So let's go and grab this. The gears seem to be shifting a lot more smoothly with this, so I'm assuming once we get out to the field that'll be the same. Anyway, don't know whether or not I'll have enough money to buy those, buy that greenhouse area. Maybe there's always the potential for it. Can I fit through this gap? So I find out I can't. Oh yeah, we're all right. Actually, you know, where is my cultivating job? Oh, there you go. Our cultivating job was on 73. We're on the field right next to it, the diagonal. Right, I'll see you out there in a minute. Hopefully this will pull a little bit better, and we're off to the races. Let's drop it down. There we go, much smoother gear transitions. We're up to 11. I think with the Unimog we only got up to about 8, didn't we? I'm sure it was only about 8 miles an hour. Now admittedly this isn't as hilly as the one next to us, but it's pulling it. We're doing 8. I'll get this cultivating job done. I will see you in the morning. It's 7:05, it's May, and we've got a harvesting contract for sunflower. And interestingly, off the back of what we've just done, and I don't regret making my decision actually to swap out the Unimog. Interestingly, the equipment and machinery we've been given as part of this contract, because I have borrowed some. Do we have a cornet? We don't have a cornetter. Oh, I borrowed it anyway. We have got the other Unimog, the universal carrier. We're heading north up. It's only a small field, shouldn't take too long, but I thought it would be interesting to see. Let's open this up while we're on the way. Probably don't need the beacons on. There's not many people about, mind you. Probably do some lights on, seeing as we are in the mist, just in case something comes the other way. You never know what's going to happen, do you? You just don't know. Anyway, we'll crank right along. Been given a lot of thought actually recently so what I've been doing, I guess, over the years. I've been reflecting quite a lot, and this comes into what I talked about the other week when I said about my mental health, and there's been things happening, and things that have nothing to do with Farming Simulator, have nothing to do with the game, have nothing to do with my channel, are personal life type things. It's made me very introspective, and I've been thinking about myself, thinking about my interaction with the world, thinking about I guess legacy. We talked about that before. I mean, what legacy you leave behind, what people think about. Probably why I've reacted the way I did at the start of the video. But also about what I've done over the years on the channel. And again, that's not personal stuff. Am I going the right way? Oh, it's filled. Yeah. About things I've done and the channel and what I've done on Let's Plays and storylines, and I mean, so much stuff. And I was thinking about, when I first started out, and I was like everybody does, you're testing, exploring everything, you're trying everything, because you don't know what does what, how it all works, how it interacts, what things, again, from the start of the video, what things interact with other things, what things, I guess, again, it's that thing of the hacks, what things can you get away with that you probably shouldn't be able to get away with, and in the real world you wouldn't be able to get away with, piece of equipment you use for a job that was never designed for, that kind of thing. And I used to spend so much time experimenting with things, but I have to keep remembering. Someone it was a direct message. Someone, very, very nice. It was a lovely message. A conversation with a lot of people. We had a conversation backwards and forwards about that thing, about guide videos and how-to videos and that kind of thing. I don't do as many of those anymore. It was a much simpler time then. It was a much simpler game then. There were a lot less facets to the game. And despite anybody that still says FS25 is just a reskin of 17, it's not. So much about the game is so different. And there is so many, when you consider the amount of mods, the amount of maps, the amount of each iteration of the game, how much that expands. It's much harder to pin down doing guide videos, because where do you start? There are so many facets to the game now, so many things interact with other things, and also you've got the thing of it's much harder to be definitive now than it used to be. And we've all found, much as scientists through the ages, that whole thing, the earth is flat, and then you find out it's not. But as far as up to that point, everyone was concerned, including scientists, the earth's flat. And for some people it still is, and then you find it's not, and then there are celestial bodies, and science develops, and things that you believe 100% were this turn out actually they're not, So it's much harder with FS25 and the recent versions there to be definitive, because there are so many more things that interact, with each other, and often when people say about, I've got a mod conflict, or again, we come back to that, my initial response to anybody who messages says, this is broken, such and such isn't working, giants have broken again. Sometimes they have, don't get me wrong, the update recently, horrendous. But my initial response is always, check for mod conflict. Mod conflict is the main cause of most issues on most maps for most people. It'll be a mod conflict, usually. Sometimes there are bigger things, but usually it's a mod conflict. So then you get into that situation, and I'm even finding on mod reviews now, I'm second guessing myself constantly, because I'll be doing something I'll be showing off a mod, I'll be doing whatever, and it won't work, or it's not working, or it can't work, or whatever it might be. And again, I'm no spring chicken to this. I've been doing it a while. I've done a lot of mod reviews over the years, and I go through a kind of checklist of things. What do I need to check to see? Is it this? What could be causing this not to work? Or how does it work? Wow, those are loud. How does it all work, you know? And I'll try out most things. And sometimes, as I said before, it'll be the thing that's the most obvious you forget to check. And you do sometimes miss stuff. But what can often happen is, it might be on a day where there might be 3 or 4 different mods that do similar things. If one of those mods you're reviewing has caused a problem with another mod you're reviewing, and I will say with absolute definitive, this is not working. And then I'll get a message and someone say, well, I've got it on such and such a map, it's working fine. So it can be a mod conflict. So that thing of guide videos, plus there are a lot of content creators out there now who their sole focus is mod review, not mod reviews, guides, I mean how-to guide videos. That's what they focus on. And when you've got, you know, when a new version of the game comes out, and obviously the content creators go, there's that frenzy, isn't there, of videos, and you've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of guide videos and how-to videos, and so many content creators you can go and look at and compare notes, and you know, it's not the playground it was when I started. There weren't as many people doing it. There weren't as many people. Again, it wasn't as complicated then. So I'm just kind of looking at how much more complicated it is, how much different it is, how much has changed, how our perception of what is okay, and also you've got to remember as well, all of these things, and it's a crazy world that we live in. With social media, I look back to when I started in FS15, you know, FS15, 10 years ago, the world was a very different place. Social media was a very different place. YouTube was a very different place. People's opinions and attitudes towards things were very, very different. And it's a case of, excuse me, navigating that, you know. It's an ever shifting thing. And then you've got, you know, then you've got Giants themselves, and Giants themselves as a company have changed massively since I started playing the game. So, you know, if you started playing the game when it was just PC only, when it was pre-cross-platform, multi-platform, you will have seen bigger changes than I have, you know. I saw when I started, it was, you know, it was console and it was PC, but obviously there were no mods when I started playing. There were, you know, you would get DLCs, you would get packs, and you bought them and you got some extra content with that. Mods wasn't a thing until 17, and that really just opened everything up. But I've said many times before, I used to do mod reviews where I might have 1 mod, might go a week, get 2 mods, might go 3 or 4 days, get another mod, you might get another couple. It wasn't like now. Nothing like it. So it's a very, very different landscape, and I think that's what I'm trying to, you know, I keep thinking I'm doing what I've always done. I'm doing my mod reviews, I'm doing my map tours, I'm doing my let's plays, but everything is different. Everything has changed around me, you know, and it's changed around you as well. Your views, your perceptions, that's what I'm saying about it with Giants as well. Giants' attitude towards the game, Giants' attitude towards game players, gameplay, what they will do, won't do, what they consider to be okay, acceptable, and yeah. So I kind of, things that my dad had always said growing up. You reach a point in your life where you think you do your day to day, you do your thing, you do what you need to do for you and your family, and you get by. There are people that make a massive difference in the world, that will stand up for rights, that will stand up for things, that will stand up for, you know, or for the other, can change the world. You look throughout history at, you know, many despots and evil, horrible people that have done horrific and awful things. There are individuals that can change the world for good or worse. Most of us just chug along. Most of us just get on with it, don't we? We just do our thing. Wow, this is... You enjoying this? This is me doing what I do, just talking. It's all stuff that's on my mind. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed all of that. I just thought, well, I'm going to stick, because what I've been doing lately, I pick up a contract, I go bump, 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 start of the contract, end of the contract, there's the payment, bang, move on. No, I wanted to, well, let's just do this, let's get a bit of chatting going on. I don't know if we'll have any sunflower left over after this. I'm trying to remember, can we do sunflower on the seed treat thing? Is that on the list of seed treat? Actually, what we'll do, let's just stop there a second. Where's our seed treat auger? I can't remember. Does it even show on the seed treat auger what you can do? No, it just shows seed treatments. Produce seed directly from your grain storage. I'm pretty sure sunflower counts under those initial grain crops, doesn't it? I can't remember. I'd have to look, because Hydra sent me a load of stuff on it. It's probably in the details he sent me. Okay, nearly full for a second time. No, I did edit some big chunks out of what I was talking about, because there were some things I do it a lot. I'll just talk, you know, and I'm discussing things, and then sometimes I go back and think, you know, there are some things that either I probably shouldn't talk about. I was talking about some stuff about Giants, but then suddenly thought potentially on the Giants partner program we all had to do it. There's an NDA thing on there. That's normally for stuff that's being released if you get early access, and there's embargoes and stuff. If you break the embargoes, you've signed a thing so you won't, that kind of thing. But I did talk about some stuff to do with the partner program, which I'm not sure I'm supposed to. I was having a bit of a rant. Anyway, we didn't really get to have a good look at this, and when I drove it out, we didn't really see it doing its thing. But it's a nice looking bit of kit. Got a reverse camera on this as well, which is pretty cool. I know I did the mod review on this already, but did I just go around the edge? Did I miss some? Oh no, it's just weeds, I think. We'll stick the second load in. Like I say, there's only one strip left after this. I don't think there'll be much left over, if anything. Whether or not I try to. Actually, that's a good point. Well, I've got that open, tip side back. I'll do tip side grain door, because the slower it unloads, when it hits contract complete, you can stop unloading. If it's unloading on the full, you know, the actual full trailer, you haven't got as much control over it. I have taken the liberty of leasing the seed auger again, and I've got loads of seed treatment already, because I'm just curious. What I want to do before the end of the episode is, off the back of Jason's message, if I've got anything left over on this, I want to run it through, make some seed, and then take it down and see if I can find where the sell point bit is down at that greenhouse bit. Just as an idea, I just was curious. This is the same. It's a bit of I don't know. I guess if you're not going to need to run the back bit, you don't need to do. Right. It's pretty cool. Let's finish this off. Drop the header. So I've got me GPS on, but without the lines this time. I do sometimes do it without the lines. I mean, to be fair, the amounts on this field, and the amount we've got in the trailer, we'll be lucky if it's a couple of thousand litres. We do have a bit of seed that we already made. Like I said before, you could just go and buy pallets of oats or pallets of wheat, which is chicken feed, horse feed. So you can buy the feeds, and if you use it through the seed treatment auger, you're getting 3 or 4 times as much. So you're still going to gain. It works out way cheaper if you want to do that. Like I said, I'm not advocating that anyone should do anything bad. We've got a bit of brightness over there. You see the harvester going over off in the background? Look. Adds a little bit, doesn't it? Harvester's chugging away. It's a lorry with stuff in it. I know I did the map tour on this. What I said, it just makes it feel like, you know, you're immersed in it. I really think that should be. I know it's a lot to do, isn't it? But if you can do it, if you're playing multiplayer and you've got multiple people playing, I think the AI system could be in place an AI system whereby the fields you don't own, when you're running through these cycles and fields are being prepped or harvested or whatever, there should be other bits of equipment that are on a field. But I guess, yeah, how would you code that and make it work? It would be pretty awesome though, wouldn't it? Nearly there. Oh, actually, where is this going to? Oh, straight across the road. That's all right. Thought I'd better double check. Oh, that's interesting. So I put the pipe out. Oh yeah, it doesn't. I thought I'll do it from in cab because normally the pipe leans forward enough that you can see it out the window, but I can't. I thought I might be able to do it from in cab. I guess I still can, maybe. About to find out, aren't we? How far over do I need to be? I'm not sure. Are we unloading? Don't think so. There we go. We got a beep. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know you got a beep when you were over the thing. That's pretty cool. Never noticed that before. Wonder I've never done it in camp before. Pipe in. Clothes are up. What do we want to do now? Go back to that. Fold harvester. Awesome. Right, let's take this. See what happens. Should just be straight down the road, straight across the road. I keep forgetting to look the wrong way towards traffic. This moves. Like the other one. The other one did 55 miles an hour. The gearing seems to be a lot better, and this, mind you, this is a lot more expensive, I suppose, the newer version. These are 260 odd grand, whereas I think when we bought the first Unimog, it was only, what, 97 or something? Can't quite see on that mirror the other side. I think we're alright. Yeah, the gear changes. It's a lot smoother in this. Right, so looking top right, get my finger on that. Have we got enough to complete the contract here? I don't know that we have, you know. Or maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3,270. That should translate to about 12,000 litres. Oh, actually, it depends, I suppose, because it's sunflower. It depends what the ratio ends up being with seed treat. So what I'm going to do, we'll take this up and put it in our silo. And yeah, apparently over at this farm here next to us, there's a dumpster with a bin next to it. Oh, so it might just be the seed points for these. There's the dumpster with the... So if I don't own it, does that... It makes it a sell point, does it? Well, there's a dumpster with a bin next to it. Bucket, sorry. And there's one there as well. So potentially those are sell points. I don't think there's one... Well, I guess at the end of the day we can give it a go. I was looking at potentially further down the line buying this, because these greenhouses are certainly different to any greenhouses we usually get. They're more South American, you know. So potentially we could look at that. A lot of detail there. Yeah, so maybe, I don't know, we'll see. I'll have to go down and grab the seed treat auger, set that up, and I'll just run this through and see what we end up with. That's the plan. I have to say, now the sun's come up, this looks even better. Oh, it's cool. Like it. So what I'm going to do... Should be okay there. So we've got our seed treat auger there. That's from the contract. Let's get some seed treat. I think the Liftable Pallets and Bales mod from Yos had an update. Depends when this posts actually. Today I'm recording, but possibly from yesterday if you're watching this tomorrow. Time travel. I think there's going to be a liftable version of these from Yos, I think, if I recall. Now I've got to remember, was it? There you go. It's taken it already. Is it taking it from the top one? It was. There you go. I have to keep moving everything again. There you go. It's weird why that does that. There we go. Probably don't need much more in there actually, because it's we haven't got that much to run through it. So, is this turned on? Yeah, that's on. Seed treat is in it. Do we check that? Yeah, seed treat, got way too much in there, but I bought way too much and it's free anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then we should have unload there. Should fill that. Okay, that's running. Producing seed. That will keep unloading until that's run out. And we'll see what we end up with. And then I'll take it down and we'll see if we can find where it is. This sell point is down at the seed place. I'm not saying Jason's lying. Of course not. I'm curious. I'm interested to see, because it's that thing of, if we only had, you might dismiss it and think, well, we had 3 and a bit thousand litres of sunflower left over. I could have just let it run out, sell it, and I would have made a little bit of money off the end of the contract. But if I can do this every now and again, if we get a contract that does this, I could just produce this seed now, and put this seed in storage, because at the end of the day I need seed, so why not use the bit we've got left over to produce seed? But again, if we can do this and earn money, I guess the knock-on of that could be, as I was saying, whatever money, if I can sell this seed and make some money, the money from selling the seed, I could buy some pallets of wheat or oats, chicken feed or horse feed, and do it again, maybe. Not keep doing it, but enough that maybe just produce some more seed. I don't know. We're going. We're going. Has that run out now? That's run out. Move that out of the way. We can complete on the contract on this actually in a minute. Turn the lights off on that. That's done with. Let's put the seed treat back because we don't need any more of that. I'm really pleased we bought this. It's a very cool bit of kit. Here we go. Right over there, I'm blocking the door almost, but put the forks just there. We're to the side of it. Awesome. Do that and that. How's this going? Oh, has that run out already? That can't be full. 10,000 litres. It is. And there's still a little bit left. Okay. I need to turn that back on actually. I'll stop that running. What we do, put some more in that. Well, I say it might come out at about 12,000, didn't I? We had 3. Oh no, not quite then. So it's a little bit less, 1,189. So 11,000. I mean, not far off 12,000. So it wasn't quite. Well, it was 3 times 3, 6, 9. Yeah, maybe. Maybe 3 times the amount. Okay, well that's alright. We can move this over to one side. I don't own this, we've only leased it. Is it worth me keeping hold of it for a while, or should I put it back? It's 1,000, is it 1,800 or 1,600? I can't remember what we paid to lease this. So now, let's take this down. So I'll just take one of them. Yeah, what we'll do, we'll, can I? Switch to the back one. We'll unload the back one into our silo where all our seed is, and then we'll detach and we'll take the front one, see if we can find this thing. We'll come back and collect this later on. And see what happens. Let's go. So we need to go right the way down to the bottom of here, then turn right, don't we? Or we could go the way we just came actually, but it doesn't matter. Either way, let's get the beacons on. We have a load, we want to make sure that everything's okay. Very straightforward in here, isn't it? Whoa. £26-27 mile an hour. 300 horsepower. It wasn't too expensive. Well worth it, I reckon. Yeah. So I've got a fertilising contract left on the go. And then I'll keep a track on the contract, see what happens. We'll see price wise. Yeah, I'm curious about this farm. It's not a wonder. I can't remember how much this farm cost. But I'm wondering if once you've bought it, then it ceases to be a sell point. Now I don't see why there would be a reason it wouldn't work. I mean, I'm just going off of a message. I'm not. Do I save it first? Oh no, look, it's coming up. Maybe I should. I have saved the game just in case. So, oh, dude. Mamma mia. Well, with the environmental score, what's that? 18, 19 grand. So 19 grand. If I take off 1,800, so let's say 2 grand, that takes us down to 17. 17 grand on top of the contract. And we only had 3 and a bit thousand litres of sunflower left. And that's on a fairly small field on a fairly small contract. We've seen with some of the other contracts how much we've had left over. Wow, I really wasn't expecting, not that I wasn't expecting it to work, I wasn't expecting to get that secret seed sell point. Add the 6,283 on top, yeah, it was 1,039 to lease the equipment, collect on that. So we've got a fertilising job for 10 grand, and then there's a few bits and bobs. There's a couple of ploughing jobs there actually. Could do with buying a plough really if we're going to start picking up more jobs like that. Now we've got a 300 horsepower bit of kit, maybe something a little bit chunkier. Maybe, again, we'll see. But anyway, that's where I'm going to end this episode. Just wanted to test that out and see if that would work. Yeah, yeah, it was just another one of those chatty ones. But I want to stress as well now, whenever I'm talking about stuff I'm talking about, I never mean to offend anybody. I never mean to upset anybody. It's never my intention to make people miserable or angry or frustrated or anything like that. I just talk about stuff, you know, and that's what I've always done. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.